Shalom Rastafari, Assalamu alaikum, peace to the kings and the queens and the earth. How's everybody doing this Friday? Give shout out to the people, give shout out to everyone who's just listening, and sending blessings and protection to everybody who continues to support. I appreciate y'all from the fucking get-go. That's real shit. I just wanted to speak today real quickly on unity, especially African unity, and how that involves everybody, and you don't even know it. When it comes to Africa unity, and it comes to really the unifying of Africa people, it's to me extremely important for everyone. Now, especially for my kind, people who look like me, people who are black, especially is for that, right? The Caribbean, where we at throughout the diaspora, South America, obviously, Panama, all through the area, UK, United Kingdoms, Asia, Australia, and wherever we're at, Canada especially, or places like that, we need to be unifying and bringing our eyes either to the east or if you're somehow on the other side to the west. But most of the time, we need to take our eyes in our direction back to the east. And here's the reason why. First of all, we all know that everybody came from Africa, no matter what color you think you are. You run your lineage back, you're going to run smack back into Africa. I've met plenty of people who don't look like me who acknowledge that, who know that, and who understand that. If you were me also, you need to really get out of this rhetoric that civilization started in America, or we have some kind of superiority, or we're different, or we're better than anybody who is, let's say, in Africa, or laughing at people, laughing at the fact that Africa is still being enslaved and still being used. I'm talking on a device that someone, hell, it could have been a kid, dug deep and got underpaid and pretty much was in a slave camp for me to have, and no one wants to understand that. I want to know how this is even legal, right? So we just continue to spread awareness as far as what we brought to the forefront, our trading, our ability, our comedic style, our comedic history, our astrology. What we bought math, we bought arithmetic, we bought civilization literally to the world, and then we ended up showing how much love we have by then spreading it and giving it to our enemies, so then they can turn around and use it against us to enslave us, and use it against us to continue their fake superiority throughout the world by conquering and pummeling people. And that's literally the facts and truth. So when you really have to unify in Africa, you're literally getting back to the civilization. If you want to talk about the purpose of a man is to till the land, right? Man or woman, your purpose is to give back to the earth somehow, some way. And what's more earth than Africa? There's nothing more earth than Africa. There's not one continent on this world that has more resources than Africa. We all know that. I mean, even some of these people who have this ideology, it's impossible for you to even come with actual facts that make sense. When you go to Africa and you go to the resources of what you can pull out the land, what you can do, how you can grow, how the Nile River goes upstream instead of downstream, how, the resources, the gold, the diamonds, the copper, everything that you possibly can have that's in your body that you use every day comes from Africa and is still being taken out of Africa to this day. You would think that the resources would almost run out, but they're continuing because Africa is the center of the world. That's what it is. If America was the center of civilization, then why are we importing everything? Why are we not exporting shit? We don't export nothing in the United States of America besides things that are tangible that we have created from our hands. But there's nothing here that we have, we are able to really provide to the earth. I mean, the cotton was the last time, right? And that's because we had tons of field and tons of land. Now that we have taken that back over in landscaping, we're not really exporting anything. You can't export meat. We're not exporting fruit. We're importing that. What if you're the beginning of civilization? How is that possible? Again, this gold stuff, that gold rush ran out in 10 years. There's still boulders and rocks in Africa to this day. The Grand Canyon is not a place where there's a portal. These things are fake, and we know it. It's not even something that we can really look into and entertain. So I'm gonna keep it calm, and when I see these things and see these ideology, I'm not really gonna fold on it and respond to it. I'll just block you because obviously I think you have mental problems to not think that the civilization of the world came from Africa. And that's not a knock on anybody. It's just and when real people know that Africa is the center of the universe and has every part of resources and every part of our being came from there. No matter if you're Irish as all hell, you're going to have about 3 or 4% of that coming out of Africa somehow, some way. So you can't escape Africa. Like my man Ra said, shout out to Ra. You can't escape Africa. You try to run from it, you can't. It's the civilization, it's the center, it's where it all started. So we need to continue with our African unity, bring it back and stopping these stereotypes as far as when I'm talking to my black people in America. We need to stop acting as if they don't like us just because you ran into 2 people who might not like you. There's billions of people in that continent alone, right? And we can't sit there and go off of one interaction or a couple interactions. I've been there. I've seen what you're saying, but I've also been taught and been with by tons of Africans who want nothing more than to just have the unification or come over and visit or see their land and things like that and bring over. There's a bunch of Africans who want us to come back, right? Ghana has opened their borders. So I'm not saying to just pick up your shit and go back, but you definitely need to have some unification and some allegiance on a level that is spiritual, soulful, and physical if you can. Shout out to everybody, man. Happy Friday.